Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your homeboy Jojo Kaiser here. I'm back with another storytime video for you guys today. Hope you all having yourselves a fantastic day. I know I am. And today's story time, it's like, to me, it's a little bit frustrating, but also extremely hilarious looking back on the situation. And yeah, you guys are about to hear that story. But before I actually start today's story time, I just want to let everybody know I'm past 100 subs, and I figured, you know what, I might as well do something special to commend this achievement of mine. So I figured, what better way of doing that than by making a 100 subscriber Q&A video. So if anybody has any questions about me whatsoever, doesn't matter how weird or how insane the questions may be, and it doesn't matter how many questions you want to send me, please send any amount of questions you want to send me, as soon as possible, so that way I can actually make the special, because last time I checked, I can't really make a Q&A video without receiving any questions. So yeah, there's that. So if you guys got any questions whatsoever, please make sure to send them through my business email, which is down in the description below and possibly on screen right now. So yeah, please go send any questions you want to send to me through that. And without further ado, let's get on with today's story time. So today's story time takes place back in 7th grade, basically middle school for those of you that don't know. And I'm usually the type of student that doesn't want to get in trouble in any way, shape, or form, because I feel like no kid on this planet wants to be able to get in trouble, unless if you want to, in which case I highly recommend seeking some kind of, professional to, deal with your problems and whatnot. But yeah, I'm the type of student that doesn't want to get in trouble, because yeah, that sucks. And that piece of detail is important for later on in the video, and you're about to hear why. I mean, you already read the title of this video, so yeah, things get a little bit weird. So one day I get up, and I'm pretty sure you guys know the basic routine that any middle schooler, does during the morning time. I wake up, brush my teeth, take a shower, put on some clothes, eat a little bit of breakfast here and there, watch some SpongeBob, because your boy watches SpongeBob. SpongeBob is the stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't care if people call me a man-child in the comments below. I watch SpongeBob all day and night if I have to. I mean, the later seasons now is really, really bad, but I don't care. SpongeBob is good. Back in the day, SpongeBob was the good shite. You know what I'm saying? It was the good. But so anyways, right? I get up, basically do my morning routine, and I go to school. And on this particular day, for this particular story time, nothing weird happened up until the period before lunch. For me, it was sixth period, and the period after that was lunch period. So yeah. And on this particular period, I believe I had English. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but I feel like that seems right. So what's interesting about this particular class was that, I had this classmate who, for the sake of the story time, I'm just going to call Jonathan, just to make things, simple and, to protect his privacy. He was a weird kid. Weird in the sense that he would do a bunch of weird stuff, either in class or, outside of school. He would do a bunch of weird stuff, and I didn't really hate him for that, because I don't personally care if you do weird stuff. As long as you don't use your weirdness to, endanger yourselves or do anything illegal, that's completely fine. You could be weird. We're all a little bit weird in some way, shape, or form in our own lives anyway, so I don't really see that as some kind of issue. The only problem is that due to his weirdness, he would sometimes get himself in trouble for just doing weird stuff that was either against the rules of the school or just weird stuff that didn't make any sense. But despite him being a little bit too weird, I didn't have any issues with him. He would usually leave me alone, and I would usually leave him alone. So basically, between me and him, we were okay, right? I mean, we weren't friends, but you know what? I didn't have any issues with him. That is until, the story time happens, where, after the whole situation was pretty much done and over with, I didn't want to talk to him anymore, and you're about to hear why. So in this particular day, I'm in my class, literally the period before lunch, and I was literally just minding my own business, writing notes and whatnot in the middle of the lesson. And, a few minutes literally into the lesson, I feel this balled up paper literally hit the back of my head, and, when I felt it and it fell to the floor, I turned around to see Johnny literally giggling to himself, laughing like a freaking maniac to himself quietly. And one thing I forgot to mention is that he was 2 rows behind me, which I highly doubt matters for this story time, but it's just a little detail that I feel like I needed to say. So yeah, once I noticed that Johnny was the one that basically threw this balled up paper towards the back of my head, I was like, you know what? I just don't care. Because no, I'm not gonna, overreact over, a balled up paper hitting the back of my head. I really don't think that, you should start a fight or something because of that. So I was like, you know what? I don't care. So I threw the balled up paper on the floor, because that's not my problem. It's not my paper. And I continue on with the lesson, right? And then 5 minutes after that little dumb the situation between me and Johnny. Johnny moves up towards like one row away from me. So I feel him tap me on the backside of my shoulder, and I turn around and I see Johnny literally sitting like an inch away from me, because he moved like a row forward to the point where he's not behind me. I'm like, Johnny, hey, what's up? And then Johnny says, hey, Jojo Kaiser, I want to ask you something. And then I'm like, okay, Johnny, what do you want this time? Because first he threw like a balled up piece of paper in the back of my head, and now he wants to ask me a question. So I'm like, okay, Johnny, what could you possibly want? Because I figured, okay, if he just asks me his question, and no matter what he says, I'm just gonna say no, he's gonna, not bother me anymore. But clearly that's not what happens, because if that was the case, then I wouldn't be making a story time video about it, because that seems pretty boring. So yeah, I basically asked Johnny, what he meant, and Johnny asks me, and I'm not kidding you, this is probably one of the reasons why he's considered like the weirdest kid in the school. So how much money would you give me if I ate the eraser that's in the back of my pencil right now in front of the entire class? And I feel like my eyeballs must have bulged out of my head for a second, because I could have sworn he said, how much do you want to bet if I eat an eraser from the back of my pencil in front of the entire class? So like I'm looking at him for like a solid 10 seconds completely shocked, like, wait, what did you say, Johnny? And Johnny says, how much do you want to bet if I ate the eraser in the back of my pencil in front of everybody? I'm like, Johnny, what are you talking about? Wait, what? I'm not gonna bet on you eating an eraser on the back of your pencil in front of the entire class. Like, what? Why would I do that? And then Johnny's like, oh, come on, man. It's gonna be funny. And I'm like, look, I'm not gonna deny whether or not it's funny. It just doesn't make sense for me to bet on that. Like, I'm not gonna pay money to see somebody eat an eraser in the back of their pencil in front of the entire class. That kind of seems like a waste of money. Like, what? So then Johnny was like, whatever. And he goes back to his, original assigned seat that's like 2 rows behind me. And I'm thinking, yo, was that a dream? Like, did I honestly hear Johnny say that, he wants me to pay him to eat, an eraser in front of the entire class? Like, what? Like, bro, is this a dream? And, just as I'm thinking that, like 2 minutes literally after this like weird conversation that me and Johnny had, he stands up, walks over past me in front of the entire class, grabs a newly sharpened pencil, turns it upside down to where, he's facing the eraser, and he literally eats it. He eats the eraser in front of the entire class for no reason. And I'm thinking, oh my god, Johnny, how are you this weird and stupid at the exact same time? Why would you do that? So now me, the teacher, and pretty much everyone else in the classroom is watching Johnny eat this eraser like a goddamn chicken nugget. And last time I checked, a chicken nugget is not the same thing as an eraser. They're both completely different things, but he's sure eating it like one, so I guess they're similar in some way, shape, or form, I guess. So anyways, right? The teacher is looking at this, and like for the past 30 seconds, everyone else is just seeing Johnny eating this like a goddamn chicken nugget. To which the teacher finally says something and is like, Johnny, what are you doing? And then Johnny has the audacity to say, oh, well, Jojo Kaiser, and he points at me, said that, he was gonna bet for me to eat this eraser in the entire classroom, and I did it. So now he owes me money. To which I'm just completely shocked, because, no, Johnny, I did not tell you to eat an eraser like a goddamn chicken nugget in front of the entire classroom. Wait, what? As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I told you that no, I'm not gonna pay money to see you eat an eraser. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. What? Like, what? I didn't tell you to do that. So then I stand up, and I'm trying to explain to the teacher that that's not true, while at the exact same time, I'm laughing because of how completely ridiculous it is. And me laughing, trying to basically explain my side of the story, isn't really helping, and the teacher just, automatically assumed that I somehow forced Johnny to eat this eraser, which was not true, but I couldn't stop laughing to explain myself because of how funny and ridiculous the situation is. Like, seriously, who can possibly say that they witness somebody on a daily basis eat an entire eraser in front of the entire classroom and try to blame you for it? I'm pretty sure that's not, a daily situation that happens almost every single day. So, yeah, long story short, the teacher, who for the sake of the story time, I'm just gonna name Miss Teacher because I personally don't care about her name, and I didn't really like her as a teacher, to be honest, tells me and Johnny to go to the main office, which we both do. So me and Johnny are both going to the main office. Keep in mind, as we're walking to the main office, Johnny is still eating the eraser. And I'm like, dude, why are you eating the eraser? Like, why? So then Johnny's like, well, I mean, you kind of made me eat it. And I'm like, no, Johnny, I didn't. In fact, I specifically told you that I wasn't going to pay money for you to eat an eraser in the middle of classroom. I don't know why you did that. That seems like a pretty dumb thing to do. Why would you do that? And Johnny again is like, well, I mean, you kind of made me do it. I'm like, no, I didn't. I told you not to do it. And you made yourself look like a complete idiot for no reason whatsoever. And Johnny's like, I'm not an idiot. I'm like, you know what, dude? I just don't care. So anyways, right? Me and Johnny go to the main office. I basically explain my side of the story to the principal, and Johnny explains his side of the story to the principal. Thank God the principal has, at least one brain cell that works, because he looks at Johnny and is like, okay, how did Jojo Kaiser, force you to eat the eraser in front of the classroom? That kind of seems unbelievable. And Johnny's like, well, I mean, when I asked him to, bet on me eating an eraser in front of the classroom, he said that he wasn't going to pay for me to do something like that because he thought it was stupid. So I wanted to do it pretty much anyway, so that way I can prove to him that it's not stupid. Which is like, bro, that makes absolutely no sense. Why would I bet on you eating an eraser in front of the entire classroom if I think it's stupid? Why would I waste money on that? And furthermore, how is that me somehow convincing you to do it anyways if I don't want you to do it? I'm not gonna pay money to see some random kid eat a goddamn eraser like a freaking chicken nugget. Like, no, it's just, no, that's dumb. So blah, 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 long story short, Johnny gets like 3 days of lunch detention, which to be honest, I didn't really care about, because at that point, I just didn't really care about Johnny that much. Because I'm sorry, dude, but if you try to blame me for you eating an eraser in front of the entire classroom and expect me to pay the price for it, I'm sorry, but no, you're stupid. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I didn't really talk to Johnny pretty much afterwards, and yeah, I didn't talk to him. Come to find out, like a week later, for some reason, Johnny's parents try to twist the situation to make it seem as though somehow, some way, I have some Jedi mind trick ability to force their child to eat an eraser in front of the entire classroom, which just makes absolutely no sense, unless if there's something wrong with your child, which once again seems to be the case. And also, if that is the case, I highly recommend seeking some kind of counselor or professional to deal with them. Like, seriously, how are two parents somehow, some way twisting the situation to try to blame another child for their child doing something stupid when the other child has nothing to do with it? Like, no, that seems really dumb. You're bad parents for doing so. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much the end of the story time. So moral of the story is, to be honest, I don't know, don't eat erasers in front of the entire classroom and try to twist the situation and blame it on somebody else when you know that that's not the case, because yeah, that's stupid. But looking back on it, it is a little bit funny just how completely ridiculous the situation is. And I figured I might as well tell you guys, that story. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed today's story time. If you did, I highly recommend subscribing to the channel and liking this video for more of my dumb content. And before the video ends, I just want to say once again that since I'm way past 100 subscribers, I figured, you know what, I might as well do something special. So I'm in the process of making, a 100 subscriber Q&A video special thing. So if you guys have any questions, please send them to my business email, which will be down in the description below, along with all of my social media platforms as well. And yeah, until next time, guys, this is Jojo Kaiser signing out. Make sure you stay sexy and wear a condom. Peace!